What have you seen going from day one now to today's rest day, but after 5 days? What have you seen as far as the biggest improvements on the team?
Well, it'd be hard to put your finger on any one area, Andrew. I think in general, there's a lot of things that have impressed me. Again, I keep talking about the attitude, the effort, and the enthusiasm, and that's just real important, I think, and something that speaks to the personality of the team. So I'm going to start with that. But I do see improvement, especially I would think in another general term from our first year players who are getting their first opportunity to participate in spring practice and are really making the most of it. There's so much learning going on over there. They are no longer a guy that's in the back of the line, taking up the reps that the starters and the backups get for the games on Saturday in the fall. They're actually moving up the line and competing and being evaluated. Do they know their assignments? Are they practicing their techniques and fundamentals properly? Are they making the plays that they have to make? So there's a big change for them, and I really like how they're going about their business. And I think most importantly, along with that, is we're seeing some guys that have some skills, that have an upside, that have playmaking ability for us on both sides of the ball. Very, very exciting to see that happen. And it's not just, skill players. Offensive linemen, and Joe Hook has really done a nice job, in growing into the O-line position as a first-year player. On the outside, we notice Maurice McDonald and Derek Johnson a little bit more, and you feel Julian McCall's growth in the backfield. That those are things that are neat to see. And then defensively, up front, we've got some really talented young players. Michael Cole inside in the defensive line, and has really kind of been standing out. Craig Capella has been doing a nice job as well. Another big kid up front on the defensive line, and then I've noticed Sean Botman a lot. At the linebacker position, I noticed his abilities are starting to show. He's starting to get it, so to speak, understand the defense, and therefore be able to perform. And Troy Russell's another guy that's coming to mind is a first year guy who's making his mark. So it's really something, and I'm probably leaving somebody out. I know Kendall James has had a couple of good periods out there, as well as Darlos. Both of them have done a nice job at the corner spot. So there's a lot of them, Andrew, and there's a lot of good things going on that excites me from that class. And then I think probably I would speak to the I think the speed at which we're playing has been turned up. I think we're faster, more athletic. I notice it on defense more so in the transition game when there's an interception for perhaps how they have turned the interception into a field position changer or a touchdown. There's a real obvious explosiveness, athletic mobility, agility, speed on the field that I think is a result of some real hard work in our off-season strength and conditioning program. So those are things that are really standing out right now as marked improvement type areas of this football team.
Sure. Switching gears again, Coach. Obviously, it's really important to improve when you have a schedule like the CAA. And if you would, in particular, please discuss probably one of the most difficult schedules you can think of as far as home schedules go, considering we're hosting 3 of the top 7 teams from last season.
Yeah, Andrew, there's no doubt. We've had a lot of challenging schedules up here. Playing in the league that we play in is obviously going to make that happen. And then when you go out of league and you play the teams, the caliber that we're playing this year, it really gets your attention. Make no doubt about it. We're really going to have our hands full this fall. Starting here with Albany and then Monmouth and Syracuse. A member of the Big East and a BCS team, and then getting into our league schedule, which is always formidable, but just seems to be weighted towards the front that way this year. With William and Mary, who I think was 4th in final poll last year. Then a traditional rival, New Hampshire, who I think was eighth. Then you got Delaware, a perennial national contender, a former national champion on the road. And then we come back home with the current national champion, Villanova. That's enough to make your head spin. That's a lot of good football teams. It's really speaks to the quality and the content of the game as it's being played here in Orono, Maine. I don't know that you can. Well, you can't. You can't find better football being played in the Northeast, at least. You'd be hard pressed. You go to Boston College, but otherwise, you're hard pressed to find football and the quality of the teams in any market area outside of the greater Bangor area in the Northeast. It's really special, unique. It's a challenge for us, one we're excited about. I mean, that's why we're in this business to build and prepare a football team to take on a tremendous schedule and a tremendous league, and provide the opportunity for success for our players and obviously for the people that support us to witness that. So we're gonna need some help for sure in terms of support. I think we can't do it alone, so to speak. Nice to have the stands filled and people here for those games. I know they're a long ways away, but I'm starting to think about them already. So maybe we can get a couple of more folks to think about it, and certainly provide a tremendous opportunity here for the game of football right here in Orono, Maine.